We're just about to leave Crockett and we're going to see how far we get today, but we probably want to do about 4 hours, bunch of locks. You can hear Andrew walking on the walkie-talkie. He's got on ahead to open the lock. So I'm going to set off and do it well. Go into the lock, do it well. This mooring in Crockett was so nice. Just behind me you can see the steps there go straight up to the bridge, and the bridge has got a shop on it. There's a cafe just behind the other side. It was also just really quiet, like silent, like no traffic noise, no train noise, really dark at night. And you realise when you've been somewhere else for 2 weeks, like Banbury, where it's really loud and there's people constantly shouting, how nice that is and how much you like appreciate having silence. 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off is like the perfect time. 2 weeks somewhere that's like a town or a city, and then 2 weeks in the countryside is just perfect. To the left of me here there is a number of children who are practicing canoeing, so I'm gonna go. Okay, I think we're off. You've just set off from like right next to the lock. It always feels like you're not warmed up. Like the first thing you do in the morning is like go directly into a lock. It feels a little bit I love seeing the scale of our boat from the air because you can kind of see the context of it compared to buildings or cars. Sometimes I give myself a hard time that I'm not a better boater, that I still get a bit stressed out when manoeuvring in tight spaces. But when I see it like this, it's like, no, it's not you that's wrong. This is just an absurd thing to be doing. You're fine. Nerve-wracking! This thing is longer than some people's whole houses, and they're not moving them around. It always feels quite validating to see it from this angle. And I'm not complaining, by the way. I love our 70-foot boat. It's the perfect length for us, and I wouldn't want it to be a foot shorter. Once we're inside the lock with the gates closed, in real time it takes about 3 minutes to go up. This does vary from lock to lock. This is quite a fast one. Get on? Oh, brilliant.
Seamless.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, brilliant,
Cheers.
thank you.
First lock successfully done. Well done, mate.
Well done.
Thank you. It needs a little prompting, but there it is. We've got quite a lot of locks today because we've got several before we get to Claydon, and then Claydon's a little flight. So, yeah, I'm going to stay on lock duty for a bit. Wait, no, is this drive duty or on lock duty? Whichever way around it is. It feels like spring has started and everything's blossoming. There's tulips everywhere and this bit's so pretty. This section of the South Oxford is heavy on the locks, so the majority of the journey today will be getting through those, rather than doing a lot of miles. There is something quite pleasant about the routine of locks, the process that you go through each time you get to the lock, and you fill it up to bring the boat up, or you empty it to take it down. You're repeating the same steps, and you can't really rush it. It takes as long as it takes. You can let your mind wander, but you still need to be aware of what's going on around you. There is a lot of standing around, watching water move. It's a very specific type of relaxed focus. If it was possible to synthesize this feeling into an app, I'm sure some kind of meditation app would try. If you're not familiar with the canal lock system, that's completely understandable. The point of locks is to compensate for changes in elevation. This isn't a log ride, we can't go uphill, and we also can't just blast ourselves down a hill, though that would probably be quite thrilling. So each time the landscape is hilly, there are locks to take you up or down to the correct level. I heard they're turning into the slipway just in front of us, so I'm going to wait.
There are the two problem geese. Let's keep our distance, guys.
At this lock, one of the paddles was broken and it wasn't letting any of the water through. So Andrew walked to the other side and he only opened it about a third of the way, but the sudden rush of water coming out made the boat go surging forwards. And I was ready for it and I was fully in reverse, but I couldn't do anything. We just went flying forward. I will spare you the several minutes of me swearing and grumbling, but it does just feel really awful. I hate hitting things in general. I can see my plant is literally on the floor, so I don't know what the hell else is. The plant was the only thing that fell inside, so it wasn't as bad as it felt, but it's just never very nice to bang about in a lock. Ideally, I like to not touch the edges at all, but that's not always possible, unfortunately.
The geese are coming, they look angry. I've got to get the gate closed, drop this paddle before they cause chaos.
Where are they?
They're probably safe.
Oh, they're never safe. Why are you like this? You may remember these geese from our journey here. They certainly seem to remember us. A lot of you said in the comments that they just want to be fed, but I don't know why they have to be so rowdy about it. This is a narrow lock, so there's only room for one boat in here, and our boat is just about the largest size you can get into one of these. Because of our size and the fact there's two of us, we don't tend to use any ropes when we're in the locks. We just use the engine to keep ourselves bopping about roughly in the middle, away from the front, the back, and ideally also the sides. Solo boaters or smaller boats usually would use a line to hold the boat steady, because the weight of the water can really throw you around in some of these. As we got to the next lock, someone was coming down, so I slowed down and waited for them to pass. In times like this, it's really useful to have the walkie-talkie. It's not really necessary when doing locks close together, but sometimes you can't actually see each other because there are bridges in the way, so it does help to communicate what's going on.
Hiya. Hi.
Also, if you've not had eyes on the other person for a bit, you can radio and say, "Are you alive?" and just check they haven't fallen into the lock and died. Bloody hell, this is a tight one. Jesus. I remember this one, this is the cute one. This is a cute lock.
It's like one more up.
I think this is three. And then there's four, five, two more. I'm coming. On this angle?
Just slow it down, line it up.
It's windy.
You can, if you slow down and sort of get it directly in, there's no point trying to turn into it.
Lock 4 of Claydon Lock Flight, which is 5 locks, and after this we'll probably moor up somewhere because we don't want to go too far, because we want to go to Fenny, Compton, Marina to try and get as close as possible to the marina without getting so close to it that we can't moor and then have to reverse back. That's the challenge. And we need to go to the marina because we want to go and get a pump out. By the time we get there today, they'll be closed. We've also just run out of wood. Yesterday I used our last log and our last bit of coal, so we have no wood. Can't really use the diesel heating because our diesel is quite low, so I guess we'll freeze to death. Not really, I can actually feel the heat radiating from inside of the boat, so I think we'll probably be fine. Oh, I'm doing it right now. I was singing Claydon Locked. I remember correctly, this is the summit now, so we've just got to the very top of the hill, and you can kind of tell because it's just incredibly windy suddenly. It was like before we were in a sort of covered on both sides, and it was quite nice and still, but now it's quite windy again. So I was enjoying it not being windy. I feel like a really good boater when it's not windy, and then the wind starts and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not that good of a boater. We're now done with the last lock of the day, so we are going to work out where to moor.
Oh wow, hello.
It's very narrow and bendy around these parts, so progress can feel quite slow. Weird, this feels exactly like being in a tunnel actually.
Yeah.
Because you see it on the way in. Very strange. Cool bridges. It's like 3 different styles of bridges, one after the other.
This is a cool section.
We found a mooring just before the marina, and we walked to the nearest shop in Fenny, Compton.
May we pass?
Yeah, sorry, we just want to walk. We're not even looking over there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Important.
All good.
The next morning, we set off as soon as the marina opened and got a pump out and filled up our diesel. I also managed to secure one highly desirable bag of logs from the lady at the marina who said she was rationing them to 1 per customer because they had almost totally run out. No one had really prepared for the spring to be quite as long and as cold as it was, but we were hoping this might be the last bag of logs that we'd need for the season. Is that a wild pig? Why is there a pig here?
I want that pig.
I want that pig. No, they're all pigs. The weather was fairly horrible. It was really windy, and the worst kind of wind, side on, just makes it impossible to steer properly. So we were already looking for an excuse to moor up and sit it out. So when we saw these moorings opposite a field of pigs, we were sold. We moored up with an amazing pig view, thinking that we'll stay until the wind calmed down and move on the following day. We were getting ready to head off again when we heard from a passing boater that one of the locks ahead of us had just been reported as broken. Totally out of action, nothing for it but to wait for the repair, and CRT were saying it would take about a week. The only problem was that we hadn't planned to stay that long, so we were running low on water. There was a water point just ahead of us. Luckily, reversing is becoming my specialty. It looks like a mess right now, but actually, I know exactly what I'm doing. We settled down in front of our new best friends, the pigs, and waited for the lock to be fixed so we could move on.
Oh my god.
Come on, mate. Bringing up the rear.
They're all moving together. Is it like bedtime soon?
Maybe, yeah. This one's like last straggler. Come on.
Oh god, he's so slow. Oh no, there's another one.
There's another one. Look at this one. Oh, I like this
they're
one.
They're not all pink, are they? And that's mud.
Stop. No, I think they're spotted. I think they're You don't think so, do you? They're not actually pink pigs, are they? Are they just dirty pigs?
They have such a good life.
Very busy though. A fish just jumped out and jumped back in.
Yeah, you see that all the time.
It kind of skimmed itself like a stone. Wow.
See that quite often.
Nature is just naturing right in front of me. Got the pigs, got the fish, just burnt my tongue with my tea. It's all happening. We're here in Fenny, Compton. Let's find out more.
It's quite muddy here.
This is easier when you don't have a mug.
Some of us just wear boots, you know.
I refuse. I will not take the tyranny of boots.
You won't give in to big mud.
In February maybe, but in April I refuse. Fine. It's a bit of a walk from the canal to the village at Fenny Compton, but we like a walk, so we didn't mind.
Thank you.
The weather continued to be kind of miserable, so we mostly stayed inside the rest of the time, avoiding the mud and the rain, and of course we had constant entertainment out of the window. The pigs also weren't massive fans of the rain. When it was really coming down, they would all trot over to the little house and hide out in there. Extremely cute.
An incredibly windy day.
We're blowing in the wind, aren't we?
Look at this.
We're feeling the wind in our skin. It's wonderful.
Sure we
No
like
one else
it.
can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. It took a week for the lock to be fixed, which isn't bad for an emergency repair, to be fair. Leaving the pigs behind was honestly devastating. We got so attached to them. But with a camera roll full of pig videos, it was time for us to move on again. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much to my patrons. I post some more chatty videos over on Patreon, and we have a very, very casual book club going. So if you want to join us over there, you're very welcome. Otherwise, I'll see you again here very soon. Bye bye.